This, those of us that indulge in the intellectual violence and peace over the pleasure of human masturbation are deeply addicted. We do so because it changes the impression of people's minds of deep and difficult to believe. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye. I'm your third eye optometrist and host, Patrice Gibbs, right here on WHGE 95.3 FM. Sorry that I was a little late. Ran into some issues this morning, but I'm here now and I'm doing it. I'm getting it started here. And yes, I am Facebook Live. Been some little issues going on with my Facebook Live broadcast. All right. I see everybody's coming in. That's good to hear. Okay. Gotta get my stuff here. This is WHGE 95.3 FM. And like I told you, I'm your third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. Yeah, like I said, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, that I had not figured out, my Facebook Live broadcast had been set to private and no one could see it but me. Hopefully I fixed that. I've taken care of that. And we are going to go on with the show. Like I said, sorry I was late. Had to fix some of these issues. You know, I know some people don't want to hear my voice on the air. I know that. You know, they telling me, hey, you with that open eye stuff, you can go to hell. Well, nope. I can't go to hell. Satan still has that restraining order on me. That's word. So here I am. Anybody feeling it? Hey, just turn the dial, man. You know, leave me alone. That's word. I got some people that really want to hear this. I'm going to get right into it. Sometimes, I like to wax philosophically and give you an idea of what I think of life and what have you. Well, today, and I may have done this before, but being one that teaches, repetition is how we learn. 11 things we wish we knew sooner. Let me tell you something. First one, this is important. There's a big difference between genuine friendships and convenient friendships. Okay? I often tell people, you know what, take care of your star player. I get that from Cat Williams. Take care of your star player. That's you. Sometimes people ask you to do things and, it's not going to benefit you. Might even pull you down. So saying no is not selfish. That was number 2. Saying no is not selfish. Sometimes you got to say no. You ever had somebody ask you for some money and it just wasn't the right time and what have you. And there are times where, you gave them the money because you felt as though they needed it more than you did at the moment, even though it might have stung you a little bit to give it up. But there are times where you just couldn't do it. And so you had to say no. And these people got mad at you over your money. The hell with that. Saying no isn't selfish. Sometimes it's self-preservation. And 3, family matters. But they could be wrong too. Number 4, life can change at any second. So can you. You might was going to take that turn on 9th Street and took that turn on 8th Street. It made all the difference in the world for your life. Change at any second. Occasionally, you need to remove toxic people from your life. Some people just, beyond a pain in the ass, they there to bring you down. I had somebody tell me they didn't like me because they just didn't like me. Oh, well, that's your. And then they asked me what did I want to do about it. And there's another brother. And I said, you know what? Scared people hate. Black men build. Just didn't deal with him no more. You will not meet the love of your life in a bar at 2 a.m. First of all, you're probably drunk if she don't look like what she's going to look like in the morning. You need to be ready to grasp opportunity when it comes. Sometimes opportunity comes and we're not prepared. You have to be prepared. Always think of where you're going with this. You will actually be thankful some things did not work out the way you wanted them to. You ever look back and say, ooh, what was I thinking? Ooh, I ducked that one. Glad it didn't work out. Travel as much as you can while you can. Of course, right now, with this COVID out there and this pandemic going on, travel is restricted. This is one that I got from my mother. She told me you are far more likely to regret the things you haven't done than the things you have done. That relates to being ready for opportunity. Remember the good times you had with people? Guess what? Sometimes it's the memories you miss, not the person. That's where hold this one back. Coming in the studio, my partner in consciousness, getting myself set up here, getting me straight. He'll be on the mic in a second, y'all. As a rule on Facebook, I accept Facebook friend requests from just about anybody. And sometimes some of these people, they're like, got some criticisms for me because I don't adhere to their beliefs. Let me tell you something. Not being a Christian does not mean I'm an atheist. I am not. I do pray. However, rather than praying to the God of the enslavers of my ancestors, I demonstrate wisdom by choosing instead to pray to the God of my own ancestors. Moreover, let me say that again in case you weren't clear on that. Rather than praying to the God of the enslavers of my ancestors, I demonstrate wisdom by choosing instead to pray to the God of my own ancestors. Take that any way you want. Moreover, I rightfully honor them when I pray to their God, which is also rightfully mine as well. Furthermore, our ancestors' connection with the Most High was established long before the names of Jehovah, Jesus, Muhammad, or even Buddha were ever uttered. Our spiritual systems are the oldest. Had one of my Facebook friends tell me that your spirituality thing is demonic. Our spiritual systems are the oldest. Where do you think the rest of them came from? However, the way that our ancestors connected to the Most High was not through organized religion. It was through spirituality. They described it as being a personal oneness between the inner mind and that which we now know as God. I usually use the term creator. An experience that no two individuals might verbalize the same. Some may say it speaks from above. Some may say it comes from within. Some may also say that it comes through the mind, while others say through the heart. It doesn't matter because in our true belief system, they're all correct. It is their own individual experiences in oneness with God. If you're consistently pursuing something, putting all your belief, thought, and intention into it, the universe will send you signs of confirmation that are on the right path, that you're on the right path. Remember that this works both positive and negative, as the universe does not really know the difference. It merely sets out to manifest whatever it is you want. It can show up as synchronicities, people showing up at the right time, epiphanies, repetitive signs that you start to notice as you continue on your path. All these things are confirmations of the direction you're already headed in, essentially acting as a mirror to yourself. When you start to see these signs show up in your life, you are able to attract to you what it is that you want by magnetizing it. Everything just seems to feel right and flow smoothly. What a lot of people don't understand is the universe gives you what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Nsoromma, good morning, brother.
Yeah, I got.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, go on.
Wagwan.
True.
Yeah. The guy in here got the chicken.
Yo, I usually have 17 jobs, but this morning I woke up, I had an 18.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, man, I stayed, bro.
I heard that, bro. I heard that.
Everybody got the same 24 hours, but everybody don't do the same thing in them 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I feel
my God.
I feel you. Are you in here?
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to get that thing extended, but we'll work on it. I got something here that what is that, man?
You said Satan got a restraining order.
Oh yeah, he got a restraining order on me. You got a restraining order.
I was listening on the way you.
I heard that. Yeah, he got a restraining order on me. Hey, what can I tell you? They sent me to hell, and he grabbed me by the arm and marched my ass right back up.
We don't need this one.
Not him. Not him.
What is that sound, man?
I know. I'm trying to deal with it, man.
What's up with that?
Look, we live radio here, so we dealing with it. I cannot.
I hate that sound.
I do too, man. They're not dealing with this engineer. I don't know, bro. But
right.
Hopefully, it's not. Yeah, that's crazy as hell. I'll be damned. You know how you bang on the side of the TV sometimes.
Okay, the pictures are down.
Yep. We can go here and watch it now. Yo, I check this out, brother. This is something else. I hope people understand it, but we're gonna break it down if they don't. All right, now check it. You put 8 monkeys in a room. Mm-hmm. In the middle room is a ladder leading to a bunch of bananas hanging from a hook on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. Each time a monkey tries to climb the banana, all the monkeys are sprayed with ice water, which makes them miserable. Mm-hmm. Soon enough, whenever a monkey attempts to climb the ladder, the other monkeys, not wanting to be sprayed with that ice water,
beat him up,
set on him and whoop his ass. Mm-hmm. Soon, none of the 8 monkeys ever attempts to climb the ladder. They're like, nah, because we know what's up with that.
Right.
You know?
And that's what you call beat them into know better.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Another word is conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning. Now, one of the original monkeys is then removed. And now a new monkey is put in the room. Seeing the bananas in the ladder, he wonders, how come nobody get these bananas?
Yeah.
Why the other monkeys doing the obvious? So on doing it, he immediately begins to climb the ladder. All the monkeys jump on him and beat him silly, and he has no idea why.
Right.
Because he ain't never been sprayed, so he don't know why they doing this.
Right.
However, he don't try that no more. He ain't going up that ladder no more.
I know you get 30 hickeys. That's a different one.
Yeah. And now a second original monkey is removed and replaced. The newcomer do the same thing, try to climb the ladder, but all the other monkeys jump on him and beat the crap out of him.
Right.
Right? This includes the previous monkey, the
That
previous new monkey.
Ain't even know he ain't get sprayed yet.
Right.
He ain't get sprayed.
Right. He ain't up this sprayed. But he jumped in on that because, for one thing, he grateful he not the one on the receiving end of this whooping.
Right.
So he participated in the beating because all the other monkeys are doing it. Monkey see, monkey do.
Wow.
However, he has no idea, like you said, why he's attacking the new monkey.
Right.
Now, one by one, all the original monkeys are replaced. 8 new monkeys are now in the room. None of them have ever been sprayed by the ice water, but none of them attempt to climb the ladder. All of them will enthusiastically beat up any new monkey that tries to climb the ladder without having no idea why. See, this is how traditions, religion, ethnic profiling gets established and followed.
Right, through the conditioning.
Through the conditioning. Think twice before you follow something.
I say always be a leader because you was a leader throughout 1 billion sperm cells and you became who you are. So be the leader that you are.
That's right. It would make more sense if you get your own understanding. Have an isolated and informed perspective on the decisions that govern and determine the way you live your life. Don't be a monkey.
Now that's deep, man.
Yeah, that's what that conditioning gets you. I see this is what happened to so many of us.
Right.
This is when you get the crab in the barrel mentality. It's like I said, I told that brother, I don't know if you heard me say that. My brother told me he ain't like me. For what?
No.
What? I'm not gonna call him out.
Nah, man.
He don't like me. For what?
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like me.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna tell you.
They ain't gonna tell you. But since he did,
personally, I don't care if you like me or not. Just do not touch me.
That's it.
And that's where the line draws.
That's where the line draws.
Everybody got their opinion. Everybody got a booty hole. So
yeah.
Opinions is just like booty holes. Everyone has one.
Everyone has one.
I understand that, you can have your opinion about me. You can not like what I'm talking about. You can not like my smell. I don't care.
I don't care.
Okay. I got my choice to stay away from you.
Yep.
And you got your choice to stay away from me.
But you know what I told him?
What?
I told him, and I know some people already heard this. I told him, scared people hate. Black men build. So, you take your fear and go on. I ain't got time for it. We trying to build something here. If that's what you about, hey, go ahead on.
And that's what's up with our people. I bet you he was black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See? Yeah. But I'm saying that's just like the conditioning.
Yeah.
He don't even know why he don't like me.
No, he don't even know why.
And that happens to a lot of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you only just sit and come and talk to us yourself and not listen to the propaganda of what you hearing other people say that also don't know me, you will realize that it's all lies until you talk to the horse itself. Right. And that's what it. And that's what it means. Yep. And people don't, that fear of coming up talking to you. That's what I'm saying. That's where you say fear is. You don't know me. Come up and talk to me. And don't be afraid. That's right. And then you will see that I'm with you for real. For real. Whatever it is you thinking about. Because I'm on go. I'm like we said. I'm in the zone, brother. I don't understand. I don't get it either. I'm a ladder. I heard that. If you get in contact with me or you come across me in any type of way and you end up needing a helping hand, I would try to be that ladder. I heard that. I ain't gonna say I can be because I don't know what it may be. But all in all, my spirit is to help. That's right. And see, what? It comes down to leadership. Like you're saying, see, when a leader walks in a room, those that are fearful will be resentful. Right. Those that are inspired will be grateful and welcoming and understand that leader knew how to follow before he could lead. And no, I had a conversation with the young boy on the block, right? Because
Yeah.
I live in the hood.
I hear you.
You know what
I
I'm
hear
saying?
you, yeah.
So, I mean, I got a lot of nice stuff outside where I live at. Because I've been working 30 years, so,
Right.
know.
So you're
All right, so the young boys in the hood look up to the OG.
Right, I heard that.
So, he comes over to me and was like, "Yo, what is it you do, man?" I'm like, "Yo, I got a little business." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that too." I said, "All right, but when you do, you got to know one thing." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "What's the difference between the boss and the leader?" And he was saying, "Yo, they the same thing. They the same thing." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna break it down to you real quick." Obama was a boss. I was a leader. Trump is a boss. Okay. Now the difference is you got the boss that don't care about none of his workers, just greedy, money hungry, don't care, and fire you in a minute.
Break it down.
And a leader, worry about your opinion and how we can make our whole business grow, and all of us can get paid and eat the same and not have no worries.
That's it.
You know, that's the difference.
That's the difference.
And when you're a leader, you are an influencer. A boss is a taker.
How about that? How about that?
When you do get your business, don't come off all like you're a boss, it's your stuff. Come off as a leader.
As a leader.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, word. Because they don't never get taken to the other side of thought. You know what I'm saying? Our kids in our hood, they don't never get questioned. And that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The Open Eye, WHGE 95.3 FM, Nsoromma breaking it down for you.
Yeah.
The Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, founders and builders of the Pearl Center.
No, that's crazy.
Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware.
The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the host, guests, and
Yeah, I got better keep tuning in. Yo, minute, it's good. I see you. Yo, this gonna be chatting. Hey, yo, come on in. Inviting everybody. Talk to us. Text us something. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you, Tracy. Tracy said that was an awesome analogy. Sherry, I know you've been called a
Hey,
atheist.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry, cousin Sherry.
What's good?
WHGE 95.3 FM. You know, I mentioned probably a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna get into it another time. I know more deeply. But you know why Social Security benefits are taxed? And this is money that you already paid into the system, and when they give it back to you, then they put a tax on it now. Ronald Reagan, he was the first one to tax Social Security in his 1983 amendments to the Social Security Act. And it was one of 11 tax increases he imposed on the working class after giving a massive tax cut to the rich. See, that's why I call this no good bastard. As I say, you know, I hope he went to hell with gasoline drawers on and the devil sodomized him with the business end of a pitchfork.
That boss is. Oh, we gotta say Asian shoes and stop me.
And people don't realize that Ronald Reagan really destroyed the middle class. You know, because, you know, the middle class, which included black people, when you came into the middle class in the, you know, beginning in the 50s and into the 60s and what have you, with America's economic boom, and we were working at Chrysler and this, that, and the other, and, you know, factories, GM.
Like it was plants. It was like more factories and plants in the United States, and they had our people working.
Right.
The United States, the citizens working. It was,
Yeah.
It was a thriving business then.
Yep. Well, when he changed the corporate tax rate from 70% to 28%, these companies kept the profits, moved their factories out of the country, and instead of reinvesting up until an end, you know, until that time, the adage was use it or lose it. New equipment, pay raises for employees, and expansion.
Wow.
Now, you know, like I said, they run up out the country, you know, find slave labor overseas, or use the slave labor here in the prison system.
Right. And that's what Trump has seen that because he's a businessman. That's the only thing I liked about what his plans was to, bring America jobs back, which is the factories and all the, car corporations that really helped our United States out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, his whole objective was to only get the already rich paid more.
Right.
So, and when you thinking of that, if I can get you to put this screw in for 6 cents, and that same screw you putting in, I'm charging somebody $100,000 for that whole piece. Where your one screw make that whole piece once you get it, putting that one piece in makes the whole unit complete. And I charge you 6 cents.
Right.
You charge me 6 cents. I say, well, what's your pay? Because this is how I go. Because we don't really never know our worth.
Right. No.
So our worth has to be what our worth is. And so if you have, this is somewhat a way I calculate my worth at the time. Whatever bill needs to be paid, if I get a job, that's the worth of this job. And maybe a little more. So I can have some money in my pocket to pay this bill and still do my little knick-knack stuff. And most people don't look at that. Most people will underpay themselves from the gate because it's a question.
Right.
They say, yo, well, how much you worth? People don't even know.
People don't
And
know.
that's where we as a black unit and the black community lose out because
they don't know our worth.
Right. They train us conditionally not to know our worth. So you got to think about that. Do some math on yourself, people.
That's right. And you know what happens?
What?
For those that say, okay, well, maybe I'm worth more.
Right.
Them 7 monkeys jump on you and beat your ass.
And that's why you gotta, have a doohickey stick.
Back up. Back up.
And stick to your guns.
That's word.
You gotta get beat up every day till they stop wanting to beat you up and they feel sorry for beating you up.
Right.
And that's how we have to take a beating, which we always been doing throughout our whole life to really come on top. But that's the yin and the yang of life.
That's word. That's word. Well, I tell you something, brother. Talk about the COVID. Now, we're coming back around, coming into the second phase. The second strain. It's coming back, and talking about closing things down again, and this, that, and the other. All right. And let me tell you something. Africa, the African continent, has handled the COVID better than any other nation. Not just one nation on the African continent, but 53 of the 54 nations on the African continent has been very competent in the way they've handled it. The whole African continent has experienced COVID cases equal to one state in the U.S., and that's New York State. The whole African, 54 nations, because they've handled it with competence. Never again talk that crap about what they're not doing. Now you have one country, I think it's Tunisia, okay, where their president, a Trump fan, is running around talking, oh no, it's fake, you don't need no mask, this, that, and the other, and their number of cases have surged. That one country is pushing up the numbers COVID cases on the African continent.
This is a strategic plan.
Okay.
Now you know about the Tuskegee.
Yeah.
So when this is a democracy, man, of population control.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with like a mass population such as ourselves, which is constantly growing, and our numbers as the brown and black community are growing at a rapid rate more than the white community, it's a problem. Now, if it was vice versa, it wouldn't be a problem too much.
Right.
But there's those more blacks being generated than whites is kind of a problem. So I can't see how you gonna come out of the sky with this vaccine
Mhm.
with 16 vaccines you'll have to take
Mhm.
for it to even work. You have to
Mhm.
get the shot 16 times.
Right.
Who's gonna do that?
I don't know. But I tell you what,
But they're trying
remember,
to force you to do
oh
that.
yeah.
They trying to get every police and every law enforcement
Mm-hmm.
to come and knock on each door personally and give everyone in your house
Mhm.
this needle.
Yeah. Oh, they're putting little things on it. You know, like if you
I want to know the side
get food
effects.
stamps,
Oh yeah, you gotta take
you
this.
got to take that.
Right.
We're
I
gonna
mean,
cut your food stamps
if
off.
you part of any government
Benefit.
benefits,
You got
how
to
they
take that.
get you, that's how they force you.
Yeah.
They force your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, get this shot or
Right.
lose your $3 food stamp.
That's it. That's
A
it.
shot for $3 worth of food
Food
stamps.
stamps. Yeah.
You can go get a job and make $1,000 a week. You can create your own job and make $100,000 a year.
How about that?
So I mean,
Keep your shot. You know. You know.
wow, man.
And you know, when the COVID first started, when they first started coming up with vaccines, with vaccinations, all right, where did they try to test them at? On the African continent.
Almost definitely.
Another African leader said, "Oh hell no." You know, I think it was some French and some Italians went over there and said, "Yeah, we want to try out these vaccines. Try them out on your own damn people."
Right.
Are you nuts?
You got to come 4,000 miles and try something out that you think you made up and you want to try it
on our people.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what.
That's
yeah. And you know, I was discussing vaccinations, and we discussed it on the air a few times with an associate of mine. And one of the things that came up was, okay, UPS. This is what came up. UPS misdeliver something. All right. They bring something to the wrong place and they find out about it. And they might be back tomorrow or the next day to pick it up. You know? UPS misdelivered some vaccinations to an inner city clinic that should have went to a suburban medical center. Suburban clinic.
Right.
They were back within an hour to get that stuff back. You ever seen UPS come back in an hour and get something? Oh, hell no. They was back in an hour to get that done. Now, what was the difference that the inner city clinic was getting as opposed to the suburban clinic? And of course, in the suburbs, and that's one of the reasons I said the way I did, the suburban medical center, because out in the suburbs, they don't call them clinics.
Right, they call them medical center.
They call them medical center.
Right.
You know. Now, in one of these inner city clinics, medical centers, sister on Medicare brought her child in for a vaccination.
Right.
It's supposed to be free. The doctor realized that he had taken something out of that delivery that came from UPS that they came and got and told her she owed him $730. What was the difference between that vaccination that this child got that was supposed to be free and now cost $730 because it was supposed to go out in the suburbs? See, because it wasn't meant for us. Now watch what these people are doing. Now,
but you don't hear, like, the topics and the stuff we talk about, if these presidential candidates isn't talking this, you don't want them.
No.
You don't even want them on our team for real.
For real.
This is crazy. We have to straighten this out from the top, man.
That's right.
Yo, that's messy, man.
Yeah, you know. Now, Trump says that this COVID-19 that's coming up that could arrive by April, all the states are going to get it, but New York. Because he didn't like what Cuomo been saying about him in New York. I tell you what, Trump, you know, and that's bullying. So you know,
he simply said it's just gonna go away anyway.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna go away.
Oh, it's going away.
If y'all reelect me, it's gonna go away just out of thin air. It's gonna go away. Yeah, right.
You know, he, you know, Cuomo wants to take his time with the vaccine. And Trump said because he just doesn't trust where the vaccine is coming from, and probably rightfully so. But you know what? Come April, Trump won't be in the White House. and he coming to New York. And you know what? When he gets to New York, he gonna have a problem. Because you know what happened in New York?
What?
Oh, it's gonna be his worst nightmare. The newly elected New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, the first woman Attorney General and the first African American woman elected statewide. She has vowed to investigate all aspects of the Orange Disasters Trump Foundation and organization.
Thank you, sister.
How you like that?
Thank you, sister. Get some control in there.
That's what.
I mean, I don't want you to come up listen for it.
Oh no, please
Just
don't.
listen. Get some organization, some structure in there. At least try. You know what I'm saying?
That's word. That's word.
Because they're going to end up making America a third world country, and it's going to be really messy.
Big time.
And a lot of people think it can't happen, but it can.
Hmm.
Because the hood is not far from the suburbs.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I told you to have them already set up.
Yeah.
Same shit.
See, I
I
gotta
gotta take
do
and put them
it.
in a regular file, baby boy.
Yeah,
Go
that's what I
regular
gotta do.
station.
Yeah. That's word. Hey, Bessie, I see you, baby.
Betsy.
Yes, indeed. That's the sister
What's
I work
up?
with.
You were saying your Facebook Live was off and only on you. What was that about?
I don't know, man. That's what happened last week, man.
Hey, yo, what's
That's
up,
word.
man?
I had to go back to
I
fix
know,
that
man. I
thing.
see you. Tommy Tuck, Buddha Guns, what's good?
Tommy.
Yo, I see you. Yolanda, how you doing, baby? Yaga brah. Yo, you know, just doing what we do. Representing 4-5.
Yes, D.
Yaga.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Now, you know, Trump is not giving up. He ain't conceding to Biden.
What your boy say?
Yeah, you said?
What your boy say?
Yeah, you
Your
said.
boy told you. Your boy told you. Your boy told you. Hey, yo, your boy told you. Your boy told you. Your boy told you. Yeah, man. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say
Well,
what you say. I'm listening to you. I gotta listen.
All right. Look,
Uh-huh.
now, the Department of Homeland Security, which monitored the election, they said that, well, he's been saying, him and his minions and his spokespeople and what have you, that, ballots been thrown out, this, that, and the other thing, they haven't been counted right, they haven't been observed right. One of these spokespeople, this woman, she got on the news, she has been interviewed, and she said that there was a non-zero amount of observers.
Hold on, say that again.
Yeah.
Say that again.
There was a non-zero amount of observers, therefore it was not correctly done. Okay, that's some babble. That's babble talk.
Non-zero.
Non-zero. That's some babble talk. That's con woman talk. Con artist talk.
Con man.
Yeah, con artist talk.
Listen, man. This is only because I'm a writer, and language is everything to me when it comes to saying something. So you have to understand, one word can change the whole thing,
the whole structure and meaning.
And that's what I'm saying. So, and most people don't read like that to understand what they're reading. They just read and then just keep going. They don't really ingest what they read like that. So, in saying that, they put little one words in a lot of stuff and right in front of your face, so they can go back to it and then make that claim from that one word.
Non-zero.
Right. Non-zero. You can just say it was 0 people.
Right. If it was non-zero, that means there was one or more.
Non-zero mean it was not even a 0.
Right. It was not a 0.
It was no one. I mean, what kind of talk is that?
Yep.
That ain't even broken English.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, you know, the group that monitors the election said that this election was the most secure election in the history of the United States. So much for that orange disaster. Now, when we have these elections, you know, after the election, you know, the politicians try to encourage people to reconcile. You know, well, they were on the other side during the election. Welcome them into the American family, and we're all going to be Americans together. You go to hell. I ain't with that. I ain't with that. You was a nasty, no good, racist fool when Trump was in office, running around calling N-word, you know, supporting police killing black people and all kind of nasty little crap you were doing. And now I'm supposed to forgive you because the election is over. Nah, I ain't with that. You know, I like the way they used to do it back in the old countries when, you know, a new leader came to the fore and those that were, you know, against the new leader and with the old leader, let's knock them off, run them out, kick them out the country. The hell with that. You know, and as nasty and crazy as the Trump supporters been, and they still gonna keep cutting up. Know that they're gonna keep cutting up.
Like I said, they're gonna keep cutting up until they cut on a civil war, and then the problem is this is what America wants them to do, so they can bring in Rex 84, and it's all the plan. I mean, when you gotta understand, sometimes you can't get mad when you get smacked. Like you said, somebody smacked you in your face. I'm going to retaliate. Sometimes you don't have to retaliate then. Sometimes there has to be a thought out plan for retaliation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's what we have to do as a people, man. We have to retaliate with a strategic plan.
Right.
If we don't do that, they have the forces to be able to make us submit to the conditions that they want us to abide by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we gotta think smarter, be smarter.
That's
and the horse. What was the horse? Trojan horse. That's what we have to do.
Right.
We have to create a Trojan horse for our situation.
You know, my mindset has always been, you know, be ruthless in pursuit of your goal. You know, that means, you know, what Malcolm said, by any means necessary. And when it comes to supporting my people and this, that, and the other, I'm ruthless. I'm ruthless. I'm going to pull all the tricks out the trade as long as I see us get ahead. And some people want to say, well, you know, that might not be exactly moral. Well, I ain't worried about whether it's exactly moral because Satan got a restraining order on my ass anyway. So
yeah, but that's what it is. That's where all of it comes from.
That's what
everybody's doing by any means necessary to make it better for themselves.
Right.
So why we don't do by any means necessary together with each other?
Right.
And then we'll make a plan that you have what you want and I have what I want, and we all both come together by any means necessary to make it work, to make it
to build this
right, to make it cycle, to make it progress. We are bickering and back and forth. That is still destruction.
That's
no
right.
matter how we look at it.
And especially when you consider the reason that we go bickering back and forth are things that really don't matter.
Really senseless things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I mean,
because I don't care what your religion is.
Right.
I don't care, you know.
I respect it. Don't
I
get
respect
it wrong.
it.
I don't care what it is.
Right.
And I respect it
Right.
because I respect you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
but don't push it on me.
Right. Don't push it on me. And don't make it a problem to us coming together to do what we need to do.
Right. And that's where a lot of problems lie with these American citizens. And we have so many eyes
right.
that they don't even see no team or no we. You know what I'm saying? No us. They don't understand that language. And when you so stuck on I, you don't. That's like the boss and the leader.
Right. Exactly.
And so boom. I mean,
that's
right. Man.
Well, I mentioned this last week.
Yeah. What?
That I gave this quote from President-elect Joe Biden.
Okay.
He said the African American community stood up for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours. All right. And my thing is to hold you to that. Now we got to address this thing about the police. But of course, we got to address one of the main things, and that's our economics. All right. Because it's one of the places that we've been held back. Well, maybe Joseph R. Biden is trying to be true to his word because he's filled his economic post with experts on systemic racism. Biden diversity policies may line up with corporate America. When it comes to economic policy, President-elect Joe Biden is putting racial disparities high on the agenda as he assembles his administration. The incoming president tapped Mersha Baradaran, what a name, whose book, The Color of Money, is a key reference on the racial wealth gap to prepare the Treasury Department for the transition. She's joined by Lisa Cook, an economist at Michigan State University, on the landing team for the Federal Reserve and Banking Securities regulators. They are among more than 500 experts who will focus on race as they shape Biden's policies on issues like housing, health, and small business lending. Baradaran declined to comment, and Cook referred questions to the Biden team. Observers say they've never seen expertise about race figure so prominently in economic roles. It's an incredible signal to the Black community. This administration is going to be focused on thinking about how do we build up Black wealth? How do we close this racial wealth gap? All right, well, let's see.
No, my thing, first of all, is they know that this is going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Systemic racism.
Mm-hmm.
And that's through the law that they created.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
Right. They know this has been done. Now, my thing is, all the Black people it's been done to can file a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel as though you've been a systemic racist victim,
Mm-hmm.
you can put your lawsuit in. That's what they should be saying.
Mm-hmm.
They should be saying stuff like that to make them not ever do it again.
Right.
So if they're not giving us the key again, wants to be able to hold the person or the people or the company accountable for what's going on
And for what they've done to
and
us.
what they have done to us
Mhm.
and continue to try to do.
Mm-hmm.
If we can't take actions to sue them for that and they be punished, it's just a smack on the wrist. Oh, out. That's it. Okay. Well,
Now, you know, it's something now. You know, basically what you're doing to is reparations. Now, whenever we bring up reparations, it's too controversial, this, that, and the other.
no,
you know.
reparations is totally different from what I'm saying.
Okay.
Reparations is its own separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, in this, if you as the president or
Mhm.
supposedly becoming the president,
Mm-hmm.
you see this. This is the same guy that put this
The-
law in to lock up as many Black people
Right,
as he
mass
can
incarceration,
in the world.
right. The
Okay,
94 crime bill.
right.
Right.
Now, if this the same guy,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you know that,
Mm-hmm.
why you ain't putting in a change?
A reform.
Right, it's
Criminal
a
justice
change.
reform.
Don't talk about it. You can
Well,
talk
they
about
and they
stuff.
do
And what
talk
they've been
about
doing, right? They did that since the beginning. They talked about it. They talked about it for 100 and something years, and it
Mm.
still has been nothing done.
it. Mm-hmm.
So for you to come and talk about it for this last 6 months don't mean anything. And then you're not saying nothing when you're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making what you call you ain't making a problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
When you
For that situation.
right, you ain't making a problem solver for that situation. You
Right.
just stating the situation, and y'all got my
And
back,
we're
and
gonna
I
study
thank you for it,
Right.
and I recognize that we do that.
Mhm.
That's all he said.
Mhm.
To me.
I heard that.
You know what
I
I'm
heard
saying?
that.
So I
You
mean,
know.
if you ain't
Yeah,
saying,
and I understand what you're saying when you say that, you know, it's not about reparations, it's about dealing with, you know, and you know, that's looking at it as individual.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's where it starts. That's
Right,
why they
with
get
the
us.
individual, yeah.
When you go to court,
Mm-hmm.
you get a different time when the judge goes, okay,
Oh, yeah.
you get 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
You get 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And you can have the same charges.
Oh,
Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and,
That's
and that's
how
what's
long has
going
that been going on?
Right, right,
You know?
white and
And
black.
here's the crazy thing about
That's
that,
crazy,
too.
man.
Right? But I'm going to come back to this thing about reparations because I got to break something down on that.
All right.
But here's the crazy thing about that, right?
What?
Is I saw a black judge
Uh-huh.
on a case that involved the salt and pepper team of young men. They were buddies, a black guy and a white guy.
Right.
They got involved in a street fight.
Okay.
Got arrested for assault.
Okay.
The judge told the black judge told the young white man that he should watch the company that he keeps, and he's a troubled young man, and he's gonna send him for treatment.
Right.
Then he turned to the young black man involved in the same case with him and told him he was an animal and gave him 2 years straight up.
And that's what I mean. And the white guy was the real animal that thought of the whole process and got the black guy to help him do it.
Yeah.
And that's
And got
how
in
it
the fight
goes
and
on.
boom, boom, boom.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if you can easily do that like that, like
Right.
they've been doing
And a
for
black
400
man
years,
is that.
man, that
A
if you ain't
black
changing
judge.
that, I mean the whole system needs to crumble just for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what.
But that's what pushes their economy.
Mhm.
The slaves that they make us out to be through their systematic racist court
Mhm.
to put us in jail
Mhm.
to go work for this company putting railroad tracks down
Mhm.
that they owe money to because they made a deal with them.
Mhm.
And you know, it's
And
like
to pay them off,
right.
they give them this cheap labor.
right.
Or
And-
free
and
labor.
it's like a big circle of
You know, and I'm
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I'm glad you said railroad tracks. You know, because one of the things that comes up when you talk about the railroads is, you know, everybody wants to claim they built America. We built America. The railroad tracks were already there when the Chinese came in and worked on it. We built America. And I was talking about.
And see, this is what I'm saying too. When you say we built America,
Mhm.
nah, we ain't saying it like that. We saying we built all the things in America that is a money making revenue.
Mhm.
Okay,
A money
That's-
making apparatus.
Right. We built the train tracks. We built the ships. We
Mhm.
built some of the planes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was all
We established the roads.
right. We put down a structure to be laid so
The
that you have
foundation.
the access to be able to make money,
Mhm.
importing and exporting.
Mhm.
And that's what this is all about.
And that's what it's about.
Mr. President,
And we did it for free.
no, we did it under the force of
Or life or death.
right,
Yeah.
of condemnment.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Being killed if
Right.
we didn't do this work.
Right.
You know, that's worse. Which once again brings us down around the reparation. Now,
Tell me
whenever
something.
we talk, go ahead.
If I come to your house,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just saying this in America,
Mhm.
I come to your house
Mhm.
and I take your son,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I go to my house, which
Mhm.
is 3 doors down,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And get your son to impregnate my daughter.
Okay.
Okay. And all the kids from your son
Mm-hmm.
through my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I turn into slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way America rolls.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? It's worse than that too.
I'm saying that.
Yeah. Oh, it's worse than that.
Oh,
Because,
I believe it. I believe
yeah.
it.
But at this point, I got to make about the reparations. Now, whenever the subject comes up,
Right.
reparations for Black people, it has to be studied. Okay. Case in point, where it didn't have to be studied was with the Japanese. The Japanese during World War II were put in internment camps because Japan attacked America. Now that's an important thing here. Japan attacked America. They came and bombed America, unprovoked. Okay, there's a deeper story to that, but that's the historical story. So the Japanese were put in internment camps. So when these Japanese were released, and years later, you know, this came up about the way they were mistreated because they were Japanese Americans, American citizens, and their lives were ruined to a great extent. There was no big study. Even though Japan had attacked America, they gave them $20,000 apiece.
And you gotta understand this. A bully only a what? A bully will mess with you to the end, right?
Right, until you back
Until you bust him in the head with a brick, you
right.
shoot him, you
Mhm.
stab him 100 times.
Mhm.
And that's what we have to do to America to get them off our back.
Yeah,
You
but see,
understand?
this is the thing.
Japan said, boom,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah, well,
right,
the
now-
guts behind that too.
Are they messing with Japan right
Well,
now?
here's the thing. No.
Do they
no,
have do
no.
Japan have a problem
No,
with
as
America?
a matter of fact, now they destroyed Japan during World War II. They dropped the
I
only
understand that.
place that they dropped atomic bombs was
But that's-
ever in history.
That's the animals we dealing with.
Right? They dropped atomic
You
bombs.
gotta be ready for the response of,
right.
of the bullies.
But what did they do after they dropped these atomic bombs?
Said we'll help you here. You go. I'm sorry. You have to
They
that's it.
rebuilt
Right.
Japan
Because that's the
and
way
made
it works,
Japan
right?
an economic power that powerhouse
that runs with them alongside of them.
that rivaled them. Look at the the 70s and 80s.
Right.
The Japanese car industry almost shut down the American car industry.
I remember that.
You know,
Imports.
but no
I like
imports.
an import right now over
Toyota,
Definitely.
what's other Honda?
Yeah.
That's what you know. They created an economic monster. See, now they may have learned something from that. Of course, they already know.
What's that?
Okay, if they put Black people in a position to pursue our economic endeavors undisturbed, we will take this thing over. And that's one of their biggest fears. That's one of their biggest fears. Got a little problem here, but we're dealing with it. But yeah, that's one of their biggest fears. There's nothing white supremacy fears more than the Black man. Nothing. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'll be like, what did it take for, the American people to look forward to a bigger and a better prize at the end for us all?
Oh, something I need to deal with. Yeah.
That's messy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Something I meant to deal with because we're ready to get out of here. Now, this is something that somebody put up on Facebook, okay? And this talks to the great extent to what we was talking about. When you think about another as selfish or wrong, you are putting that negativity out there. You are saying that they are less than good, less than love. When you believe that another human being can be less than love, you believe you too can be less than love. Love, so you will be. You know what? Let me tell you something. That's that BS.
She said, "Love, so you will be."
Yeah.
They said, "Love, so you will be loved."
Yeah.
I mean, you guys show love to get love. I understand that. I mean, I can see her reach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's that BS, brother. Because this fails to recognize that some people are a negative force and are effed up and don't deserve to be in your life. Even worse, this states that if you call people out for being effed up, that you're effed up. Don't buy into that. Let's all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Well, I ain't singing Kumbaya with no Nazi or white supremacist because some people are effed up, and it's wise to recognize that and act accordingly.
Did you ever see the? Excuse me, brother. Did you ever see the movie American X?
Yes.
Did you get the concept of
the
whole story of the whole really? What'd you get out of that?
What I got out of it is that the writers of this movie fed into this fantasy that some of these white supremacists are going to come around and recognize what they have done wrong and miss the chance to teach those that are coming behind them that this way that they're operating is not the way to do it. Because what happened was, didn't his brother get killed?
Now, I'm saying it like this, as far as, do you think people can change?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that's where I'm at with it. Now, if I know I changed, because right now, I'm not the person I was before. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as radical. I'm not as radical as I was when I was coming up with 76 through 76, 77. I was on go to, you know what I'm saying? On a racist go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to change, I didn't really change, but I got control of that anger. You know, and the emotions that triggered that anger to be able to be a better person. Now I won't punch you in your face because you white.
You break it down, right?
No, I'll talk to you. Say, listen, man, can you leave me alone? You know, I'm up them I don't want any problems. Come on, man. You know, I'm like that now. Before I was like, I dare him. I
wish you would.
Look at me wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you.
So
I feel you.
Understanding that, we have to also reach out and be able to accept the change that if you do want to change, we ain't gonna beat you up still.
Still, right.
You know,
and I can accept that.
That's what
right.
I mean. If you try to change, I'm still not gonna beat you up. I'm gonna see how far the change go, and if you need to be beaten up after, I think you need some more beating.
That's
right. If you need some more beating, like the monkeys, it's the same thing.
I feel you. You know, but like I said, you know.
I ain't holding hands.
Right. I ain't holding hands. And there are toxic people that you need to kick to the curb, you know, and I'm not wrong for kicking toxic people to the curb.
That's what I was saying. The most toxic person can be changed. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You have to not change the one that's on the line. You have to change the one that's behind the line. That's the trigger of this guy walking the line and go, if I want to go this way or I want to go this way, and you got this guy in the back of him going, come on over here. They ain't no good. Come on over here. You know, we want to change their mind. If we can't change their mind and they stay on that, it's always going to be messed up. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and like I said, now the thing is, you know, a leopard don't change his stripes. Yeah, I know a leopard got spots, but some of these leopards got stripes and they don't change that mess. Now, let me tell you, we ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll?
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. All right. Black men are a targeted group living in danger and oppression.
True.
This has been so from the founding of this country and before.
Most definitely.
Now, the emancipation, the civil rights movement, black power, nor the election of a black man has actually changed this.
That's right.
We have and must always move intelligently. We cannot afford to live in fear.
Fear only God.
That's right. We must always be conscious of the forces arrayed against us and stand up to those forces determined to devalue our lives. We cannot be ruled by reactionary regression, but we must be proactive in the extreme, revolutionary.
Right.
Because our condition is extreme. We should never allow one instance of injustice to go unanswered because the instance will be an escalation. We teach people how to treat us.
Right, because they all don't know. They think that they supposed to treat us like this because America's treating like us like this.
Absolutely. And as I always say, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option. This is the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma.
WHGE
95.3 FM. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
True that. Yo, good looking. Yo, Joey, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute, baby. Hey, yo, they got tell Al I said what's good. Dude, hey, yo, Tut, you driving today up the way or what?
All right.
What time you coming through, Cole? Call me nothing else. I can meet you.
Well, thank all our Facebook Live friends for joining us, for being in with us on the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something.
Yo, that's right.
Say so to my people over here, Jesse, Tracy, yes, word. And of course, cousin Sherry. All right, all right.
Good.
Get up. Peace.